Okay, so for our session today, I'm going to go over just understanding items and fees in Zedmed. We'll go through how to update it correctly and also looking at how to add Medicare item numbers and also update health fund fees. Now, the fees added into Zedmed, sorry, the items added in Zedmed can be added in two different ways. So you can manually add it by going to management, click the setup and item details. Now it's not recommended that you add MBS items through this way because when you start updating your fees throughout the year, it will have problems with the file trying to locate the right information on the screen. So you can only add it if we're adding things like if it's a consumable or if it's things like your charge for medical report. So not the Medicare item number. So if it's a medical report, for example, say yes, you put in your fee as $1. This you can add that here. That's fine. Now, when you add item numbers manually, it will have a from date starting from the 1st of the 1st, 1990. And the system creates the item number in case you want to backdate. And that's okay. So manually adding it will start it from that date. Now, this is why we don't want you to manually add the item from the screen, because the files that we provide from Medicare, it's already coming with a from date, and it'll have a end date there if the item is to eventually be ended. So that's looking at adding it, and that's why we don't recommend adding Medicare item numbers through this way. The other one is I want to point out is under details. You'll see if you are manually adding it, it's not going to have description. It's not going to be correctly categorized. And it's not going to come with the Medicare schedule fee. So if I'm to close this, and I'll go into item 23 as an example, you'll see when we load item 23, it should correctly have a date here. If I go back to when I added item 23, it shouldn't start from 01/01/1990, because that's when you know that you manually entered the item number. Under standard, when you load it correctly from a file, which I'm going to show you shortly, it will bring the MA schedule fee. It'll have the item number, MA schedule fee. Under details, every item will come with a full description, category, and then it'll be categorized as well. So it's coming from category 1 and then group A1. So I'm going to show you shortly where this information comes from, because you can load item numbers individually or add item numbers individually into Zedmed, or also add them based on their category. So that's just understanding the item and fees in terms of how it works in Zedmed, and the information that comes up under item details. Now, before I just go into the next part, which is how to update your fees in Zedmed, I want to bring your attention to this page here. If you jump on our website, we do have a guide on our website, zedmed.com.au. If you can't find it, just Google it. You've got help up the top here. So if I click help, it should take me to our home page, our help page. And there look for add and updating Medicare items. So if I go here and I'll just look for the right page, because this will give you all the information that you're after. We are currently working on updating this page to make it look a bit more user-friendly, I would have to say. but this is the right link you're looking for, adding and updating Medicare items. It'll have instructions there on how to load MBS and also how to update and how to load it individually and also by category. So what I'm taking you through today, the guides are here. Now, first thing we're going to do is look at how we update Medicare items and fees in Zedmed. So to get the file, you need to create an account or log in, go to our website, click login. If you don't have a login username and password, request an account and that'll come to our team. We activate it and then we'll give you a user, and your username and password will be set up. So I'm going to click login. You sign in. So the first step is to get the file. I'm just going to sign in, client login area, and then we're going to pick the fee file update. And for this month, we're going with July, so 2021 fee schedule. And then you've got a July folder here. So what we're looking for, if you're also updating your health funds, you'll find the health fund fee files here. But for Medicare only, we've got Medicare fee file over here. Now to download, I normally just go expand that little arrow on the right hand side and hit download. Otherwise you can click on the file and that'll be downloaded. Once you hit download, it'll then save into your computer. Check your download folder. If you're also looking at health fund fees, same thing, you can expand and you can download depending on which state. Now also look out for DVA. If there was any DVA updates, it'll be here. There's also TAC and work cover. So you're going to have to download them as well. Just going to download the TAC so I can show you how to update that, and also the work cover. Okay, now that's downloaded. I'm just going to minimize this web page and I'll go back into Zedmed. Now the first thing is to update your July MBS file. So go into practice setup, items, and you'll see update / load MBS fees. So to update your July file, select the second option down the bottom there, update existing MBS. Now, please note this update is only updating the existing Medicare items in your Zedmed. It's not adding new item numbers. So if Medicare introduced a list of new item numbers, I will take you through on how to update that or how to add that into your Zedmed. But this file is simply just updating the fees. So if we go to update existing, you then select, there's a default date here of 1st of May. So we're just going to change that to 1st of July. I'm going to go 07 and then click update. Now this warning will always going to come up. Changing the effective from date may make items unusable. Would you like to use the system calculated date? Now for this one, the system was built to update the fees May and November. So always going to see this date coming up. And then we're just going to click no because we're updating July. We'll click no here because we don't want to use the default date that was put in there. So we'll hit no. And then we'll click update. We'll click update and then we're going to navigate to the file we just downloaded. And if you can't see the file under your download folder, just a file type on right hand side of this window, drop down and select XML files. You should see the file coming up. And that's because the file type is .xml, as you can see. So once I hit open, it'll then run the update. I've got a lot of item numbers, and if I am to run it, it's going to take a while, which I don't want to do. So it'll then go and update the items. I'm just going to cancel out of here. So that's how to update your Medicare item numbers. Now I'm just going to click to check if it was updated correctly. I'm going to go into item details. And if I go to, again, I'm going to go to item 23. I can see there's a from date of 01/07/2021. Now the fee for that is $39.10. Now there's a little arrow down here going left. I'm just going to click there. It'll tell you from up until the 30th of 1st of June to the 30th, the price was $38.75, and it's now gone up starting from the 1st to $39.10. So that's how we know. So if I look for another item number, so I'm going to go 110. Once again, you can see the from date. And then if I go back, these fees have now changed. So if I go next, so that's to end at 30th/06, and then I'll go next and the new fees applies. Now, that's why it's important to add the Medicare item number correctly, and so it reflects the right price, the right fees. And if you are to backdate, it's still gonna, if you're backdating to June, for example, it's still gonna pick up the correct fee. Whereas then, as you start billing from the 1st of July onwards, it's gonna pick up the new fees that they just updated. So that's how you check whether your update went through. And I'll hit close. Now, the other one, the next one I want to show you is how to add add just one individual Medicare item number. So if I go into my system and I'm looking for an item number 699, I search for it and I get this. So once again, we don't click yes. We're going to say no. There's two reasons why you get this message. Because the item number has never been added into Zedmed. So that's one reason. The other reason is if it's been added, it's been there in the past, and somehow there's an end date already, and it's past that end date. So that's how you know. If you know if it's a new, brand new item numbers, click no and go load it from a file. If you know it's an item number that was already there in the past, the best way to look for it is find a number that's closer to it and look. So if I go 23, if there's an end date here, if there's an end date under this field, to field, I would look for number 20 and go next, and I can go and delete the end date. But I'm probably going to come back and highlight that at the end. For now, we're going to go and I'll show you how to load item 699. So to add a item number, a Medicare item number to Zedmed, go to items, update / load MBS fees. Where it says load, it basically means adding the item number. Update, so there is a field here for item number. So if I put in 699 as the item that I want to load, I then go down bottom left, you've got load item. Now navigate to the fee file. So I know I downloaded the fee file earlier. I then go into it, double click to open or highlight and click open. It'll then go to that file and grab that the information. So as you can see, you've got the full description coming from the file. The short description don't come from the file, so it's something that you have to manually enter. What I do is just copy the first line and put it in there. You've got your short description, item 699, commence date 1st of July. Because I was pulling it from the July file, that's why. And then I'm going to click close. Just doing a quick check. So one item's loaded. I'll click OK. I'm just going to close to save. I'm going to go back here, go to item details, 699. So I pulled it from the file. There's a reason why the system, as you can see, we pulled it from the file. It's not starting from the 1st of the 1st 1990. This is only because this item number was it's not a brand new item number. It's an item number that's already exists in Medicare. So it's just in case you want to back bill. It's got a previous date there. But what you'll see, most importantly, it has come across with the fee, and then details on the left-hand side. It's loading with the full description, and it's got the category here already. So it's adding an individual item. If we're looking at adding a group of items, and this is from the newly created Medicare item numbers that were added in July. Now to add them, I can go back to item and go update or load. Now, if it's a GP practice, for example, the categories are under attendance. Now, I know the new COVID ones are A40. And then here it's got a subgroup. So it's got a GP practice, telehealth, and phone services. So all the new item numbers are coming from this category. Unless you want to add all the new item numbers that Medicare created, you don't have to set a subcategory. You can just load all that came under attendance and also the group A40. But I know certain clinics just prefer to add whatever is relevant to what they're billing. And the other one is also adding, so we have item numbers 91890. If you're not sure of the categories, there's two ways you can find out. You can use Zedmed, or you can just jump online and look up the categories on the Medicare website. They do have it. So if I'm looking for an item 91890, now there is a Medicare online page that you can actually go and I think it's this one, MBS Online. So if I go into this page and I look up the item number 91890. So this is only if you want to find out the category. So I know most of you guys are aware of this page, but top right hand side, that's where the categories comes from. So you've got category 1, group A40, and subgroup 2. So if you only want what's relevant to your practice, then you can load them using these selections. So if I go back to Zedmed, I'll go back to my Zedmed. That's where these categories, that's how the items are pulled from the file based on the categories you specify here. If you'd like to add all the Medicare item numbers, you can. You can just go category attendance, go to load item. This would direct you to go look for the file where you stored it, and that's going to come up here. And then if you click open, it'll load all the Medicare item numbers there. Now, that's how you load by category, load a group of item numbers, and also load individual item numbers. The other thing we spoke about that I'll cover is looking at loading health funds and also other fees. Earlier, we downloaded the TAC and also the work cover. So to update any third-party fees, so that's other than Medicare, you go to items, update other fees, and then you specify the start date, so effective from. So here, again, it's defaulting to the 1st of May. So effective from, I'm going to change it to the 1st of July. Down the bottom, you can leave this under all services because we want the file to go and look through Zedmed and pick up these item numbers and update the fee. So we're update fee. The first thing we're going to do is drop down here and look for the fee that you're going to be updating. So if I'm looking at work cover, for example, I click work cover and we're updating it from a file that we just downloaded. So from file, load from file, I can then go and look at my download. Again, if you can't see the right fee, you can use the file types and select all files. It looks like I've downloaded work cover Queensland, but I'm not going to update it. So it basically means you go in, select your file, click open or double click to load. The system will go and load that. You can stay on this screen and select Bupa, load from file. It'll then go and then you specify the location. And you do all of this to all the health funds, and you've got motor vehicle here as well, and also DVA. So any updates, so select the right fee, select from file and locate the file and double click on it, and then it'll pull the right information. So what you then see is if we're looking at an item, say 110, what you should see is that it'll pull the right information. So you've got a field here for work cover. It's got a field here for motor vehicle, and under insurers, you will see these amounts changing as you start updating your health funds. So that's what we, I think that's all what I wanted to cover. Any questions? No? Lindsay, are you guys all right?
Yeah, we're all good, thank you.
Okay, good. Now that's the main thing. Like I said, I'll upload the recording shortly to our YouTube channel in case someone's missed it, and then they can jump on and watch.
Thank you very much.
Okay. No worries. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye. Bye.